The Nikki Clarke Show, transforming lives one story at a time. If you would like to be a guest or become a part of our live studio audience or even to become a sponsor, just go to www.nikkiClarkenetwork.com.
Welcome back. We have another very interesting interview with the founder of MAP Africa. Please welcome Brian M. Dodo to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your pearls of wisdom.
Thank you.
I've always been amazed by the continent of Africa and all the many rich talent that comes out of Africa. But very often, what is seen, what is sent to us through images on TV are not necessarily accurate of what is happening in Africa. Can you speak to that, about the inaccuracy of images? Well, and when I say that, I'm thinking of commercials of children and
Well, it's that's one of the main issues that you face as soon as you move to North America as an African, coming from the continent, is how unfortunately the view of Africa is so negatively portrayed in the news, in the media, elsewhere. And every time you see Africa, it's always in the negative. You never hear any of the good news that are coming out of Africa, and of the new technologies that are coming out of Africa. That you never see. You always see everything else. And so the image that's portrayed is obviously portrayed for various reasons, to promote the organizations that are pushing those images. And of course, they're profiting from those images. So that for them is important. So that's really the main reason for MAP Africa. Okay. And MAP Africa, the goal of MAP Africa is to change that image, to make that image, to really not even change the image, but more or less highlight and take charge of the image that comes out. So what we've basically been focusing on is how to really show people the Africa that I know, the Africa that most Africans on the continent and Africans in the diaspora know. That's really the goal, is to correct that image and to correct that impression, to show that Africa is not just about poverty and famine and all those sort of images. There's more to it.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And what part of Africa are you from originally?
I'm originally from Zimbabwe. So Zimbabwe would be in the southern part of Africa. Okay. I grew up most of my life in Zimbabwe. I've been in North America for almost 18 years now. So I would say about most of my life I spend in Africa. And I still go back home every chance I get, so every 2 years at least. Every 2 years,
okay. Yeah. So you spoke a little bit about the goal, or one of the goals for creating MAP Africa. Well, how long have you been doing this now?
We've been doing it for about almost 2 years now. Okay. So I started, in fact, one of the main reasons I started it is I have a new baby, and she was born.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. She was born in January, and when she was coming, I guess, I started really thinking about what kind of impression I wanted to see of Africa and of people of color in general. So because of that, I wanted to really build something that she could look at when she's of age and say, okay, this is Africa, as opposed to the Africa that's projected by others. So using that idea, I thought, okay, what would be the best way of doing it? And so the first idea was, why don't we create a mobile platform that people can go to, a social media platform, and use an app that connects everyone. And as we started it, we started realizing that we wanted to also project the main features of Africa that you see that stand out. And it's the music, it's the art, it's the people,
The fashion.
it's the places and everything. And when you look at the history of everything, whether it's design, whether it's fashion, you find that a lot of it, Africa has been exploited for many years to get some of those images, the music, everything that
Right.
people know. So we wanted to really put that at the forefront. So MAP Africa really stands for music, art, people, and places of Africa. So
Absolutely.
that is sort of the idea.
Okay, that's genius. And how many members do you have right now?
Well, we have, we reach a very big audience. We reach at least 500,000 people worldwide.
It's huge.
We have about 50,000 downloads on our mobile app
Wow.
at the moment. We have about 20,000, I think it's now 21,000 followers on Facebook and growing. Our Instagram platform is very active, also growing. So we're on every social media platform available. So we're on Tumblr, we're on Pinterest, we're on everything.
You're accessible.
We are extremely accessible. And so we're doing it in a way that would allow people to actually access MAP Africa as much as possible.
Okay. What are the next steps for MAP Africa?
Well, the next steps for MAP Africa is to grow it as and to have it reach every African on the continent and every person of African heritage outside of Africa. That's really the goal, is to create a platform, to create a place where people can come and discuss and talk and share what their views of Africa are. So even the way we approach it is we have ambassadors in every country who represent MAP Africa at different events. So we're at almost every major event in Africa at the moment. And the idea is for not having just myself tell people what Africa is, but to have people within those countries tell people what Africa
Right.
is. So, for example, this week we're focusing on Somalia, which in most cases, everything you see about Somalia is extremely negative. And we've been really just listening to Somalian voices. So on Instagram, on Facebook, and
Right.
all those platforms, we're really showing the other Somalia
Right.
that you would not normally
To bringing
see.
back the balance
Yeah,
and
exactly.
truth.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And where can people find you?
Well, they can find us on the web. So we're on www.mapafrica.com for the website, and there you can download the app. You can link with all our mediums. To get us on Facebook, you either just search MAP Africa, so MAPP Africa, and you'll be able to get us on almost every medium that is out there. That's our handle for everything.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brian. Congratulations on all the great work.
Pleasure, thank you.
And anytime you're in Toronto, stop by, and we'd love to have you on the show.
Yeah, no, definitely. We actually have a permanent office in Toronto.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we're on 215 Spadina at the Center for Social Innovation.
Very
So-
close to where we are.
Yeah, exactly. So our office is there, and we have another in Kingston. So.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay, thank
Thanks
you.
again. Brian Dodo. We'll be right back.
Nikki Clarke Show, transforming lives one story at a time. If you would like to be a guest or become a part of our live studio audience or even to become a sponsor, just go to www.nikkiClarkenetwork.com.